The fact that you're here listening to this means every single one of their attempts failed. Every trap they set for your child's self was overturned by divine intervention. Now that you're an adult, they can't use the same tactics, but they're still desperate to stop you before you can have children of your own. They know that chosen ones tend to have chosen children. They're trying to prevent the next generation of awakened beings from being born. Part of what you've been dealing with goes beyond traditional curses and spells. Some of these groups have access to technology that can influence thoughts and emotions from a distance. Frequency weapons, psychotronic devices, methods of remote influence that most people don't even know exist. You might have experienced this as sudden mood changes that didn't make sense, depression that came out of nowhere, anxiety that seemed to have no logical source, thoughts that felt foreign to your normal mental patterns. They were literally trying to drive you insane using artificial methods. But your natural spiritual shielding has been protecting you from the worst of it. What should have completely broken your mind only caused temporary discomfort. What should have driven you to suicide only made you feel slightly off for a few days. Some of you developed unusual coping mechanisms without realizing why. Meditation practices that you felt drawn to, musical frequencies that made you feel better, specific foods that seemed to restore your energy. Your intuition was guiding you toward natural countermeasures for artificial attacks. The technology they've been using against you is about to malfunction in spectacular ways. Devices are going to break down. Operators are going to get sick. Funding is going to be cut. Their whole program is about to be shut down by forces they can't control or understand. They didn't target you randomly. They've been watching you for a long time, trying to figure out how to stop what's coming. Because you're not just living your life. You're fulfilling a mission that was planned before you were born. You carry ancient teachings in your DNA, information that's supposed to be shared with humanity at exactly the right moment. Wisdom that will expose lies and reveal truths that certain groups have been desperate to keep hidden. You're here to break generational curses and shatter systems of control. Some of you don't even know this consciously yet. You just know you feel different. You see things others don't see. You question things others accept without thinking. You have an inner knowing that there's more to life than what you've been told. Others of you have been getting downloads for years, dreams about ancient civilizations, visions of future timelines, sudden understanding about how energy works, abilities that seem to come from nowhere. You've been trying to make sense of it all, not realizing you were being prepared for something much bigger than you imagined. The enemy knows exactly what you're capable of once you fully step into your role. They've seen the prophecies. They understand the timeline. They know that once you activate completely, their time is up. That's why they've been so focused on stopping you specifically. But here's the thing about divine destiny. It doesn't matter who opposes it. It doesn't matter what forces try to prevent it. It's going to happen anyway. You can try to run from it yourself and still end up exactly where you're supposed to be. That's how powerful the pull of true purpose really is. Trump image Israel. Look back at your family history. How many people in your bloodline struggled with the same patterns? How many generations dealt with poverty, addiction, illness, or relationship dysfunction? How many of your ancestors felt like they were fighting invisible battles they could never quite win? You're the one who's going to end all of that. Not just for yourself, but for every person who comes after you. The bloodline stops with you and gets rewritten from this point forward. Future generations will look back at your life as the turning point when everything changed. This is why the attacks have been so intense. Breaking generational curses isn't a casual weekend project. It requires someone with enough spiritual power to stand against centuries of accumulated negative energy. Someone with enough divine backing to override patterns that have been locked in place for lifetimes. Every ancestor who never got the chance to break free is cheering you on from the other side. Every future descendant who will live in freedom because of what you're doing right now is sending you energy across time. You're not just fighting for yourself. You're fighting for your entire lineage. The people trying to stop you understand this. They know that if you succeed, their influence over your family line is finished forever. They know that other bloodlines will start awakening, too. Following your example, they're trying to stop a spiritual revolution, and you're the spark that's going to light the fire. But they're too late. The process has already begun. Other chosen ones are awakening all around the world. The collective consciousness is shifting. The old systems of control are losing their grip, and there's nothing anyone can do to stop what's coming. Part of what's happening involves sacred relationships, divine partnerships that were meant to change the world, soulmate connections that carry massive creative and spiritual power when they come together properly. The enemy has been working overtime to prevent these unions, sending karmic partners to distract and drain chosen ones, creating love triangles and relationship drama, using sexual energy and emotional manipulation to keep people scattered and confused. Some of you have been dealing with obsessive ex-partners who won't let go, stalking behavior, threats, people who seem determined to destroy your happiness even if they can't have you themselves. This isn't random jealousy. This is spiritual warfare, targeting your ability to experience true love. Others have been cycling through relationship after relationship, never quite finding the right fit. Everyone you meet seems to have major issues or hidden agendas. You start wondering if healthy love even exists or if you're just destined to be alone. What you don't realize is that your true divine partner is going through their own awakening process somewhere else. They're probably dealing with their own set of attacks and obstacles. Both of you are being prepared separately so that when you finally come together, nothing can tear you apart. The timing of these sacred unions is everything. Come together too early before you're both fully awakened, and the relationship becomes another battlefield. Wait for divine timing, and you become an unstoppable force for positive change in the world. Your enemies know this. That's why they've been throwing so many distractions and false connections in your path. They're trying to exhaust your heart and make you give up on love entirely. But their plan is backfiring. Every fake relationship has only made you clearer about what you actually want and need. The level of coordination in these attacks isn't accidental. There are people who have turned dark magic into a science. They study energy patterns. They track lunar cycles. They use technology to amplify their spells and coordinate timing across multiple practitioners. Some of these groups have resources you wouldn't believe. Government connections, corporate funding, international networks. They're not just random people dabbling in witchcraft. They're organized. They're funded. They're sophisticated. But here's what they still don't understand about how spiritual energy actually works. Light always overrides darkness when the source is pure enough. Love always conquers hate when it's rooted in divine truth. Good always defeats evil when it's backed by universal law. All their technology and coordination and resources mean nothing when they're working against the fundamental structure of reality itself. They're trying to use artificial methods to override natural spiritual laws. It's like trying to make water flow uphill permanently. You might manage it temporarily with enough force, but eventually nature reasserts itself. Your protection doesn't come from matching their methods or trying to outmanipulate the manipulators. Your protection comes from staying aligned with truth and letting the universe handle the defense systems. You don't fight darkness with more darkness. You fight darkness by shining brighter. Every time you choose love over fear, you strengthen your natural immunity to their attacks. Every time you respond to hatred with compassion, you build your spiritual armor. Every time you stay in peace instead of reacting to drama, you become more untouchable. What these people never calculated was the compound interest on spiritual debt. Every harmful action creates an energy that has to be balanced somewhere. When you send out curses and they don't stick to your intended target, they don't just disappear. They bounce back to you with additional force. It's like throwing a ball at a brick wall. The harder you throw it, the faster it comes back to you. They've been hurling spiritual attacks at your divine protection for months or years. All that energy is about to return to them simultaneously. Some will face sudden health crises that doctors can't explain. Others will lose everything they worked for in a matter of weeks. Relationships will implode. Secrets will be exposed. Legal troubles will multiply. Mental stability will crumble. And they'll have no idea why everything in their life is falling apart at once. The most tragic part is that some of them will blame you for their problems. They'll say you're the one doing black magic on them. They'll accuse you of exactly what they've been doing to you. But anyone with real spiritual discernment will be able to see the truth. You won't have to defend yourself or explain what's happening. The evidence will speak for itself. Their lives will become cautionary tales that other people use to remind themselves why you don't mess with chosen ones who are under divine protection. But here's the most important part. You won't feel good about their suffering. That's how you'll know your heart is pure. When justice comes for people who tried to destroy you, you'll feel sad that it had to come to this. You'll wish they had chosen a different path. That's the difference between you and them. Some of what you've been dealing with connects to larger systems of oppression. The same groups trying to destroy chosen ones individually are also working to maintain systems that imprison, exploit, and control entire populations. They profit from keeping people trapped in cycles of poverty, addiction, and incarceration. They make money from human suffering. When someone like you starts awakening others to their true power and potential, it threatens their entire business model. That's why some of you have faced unusually harsh legal consequences for minor infractions. Why you've been targeted by law enforcement in ways that seemed excessive or unfair. Uncertain Mikari cutting into your regularly scheduled, chosen one programming for just a moment. We are the founders of the Obsidian Inner Order and the Astral Atom Network. And we're done playing nice. We're in a spiritual war. You know it. We know it. And we're out here bleeding for this mission full-time. I'm hungry for fourth-dimensional Archon blood, but we need the ammunition. So listen, when you join the Inner Order, you're not just supporting us. You're getting access to exclusive tools they never wanted you to have, psychic self-defense training, targeted individual intel, spiritual warfare tactics they scrub from the internet. And every week we meet in secret, chosen ones only on Zoom. No filters, no fluff, just real Nazis, real family, real power. It's a 360-degree re-win. You get what you need. We get to keep fighting. So don't just watch. Drop a like, share this video to everyone you know now. And join the Obsidian Inner Order. Let's finish what we started. Link in the description. Let's freaking go. But divine justice operates on a higher level than human courts. Every unjust sentence these corrupt officials have imposed is about to come back on their own heads. Every innocent person they've imprisoned is about to be vindicated. Every abuse of power they've committed is about to be exposed and punished. Some of these officials are about to face federal investigations, corruption charges. Evidence of their connections to criminal organizations is going to surface. Their careers are going to end in disgrace. And some of them are going to end up in the very prisons where they sent innocent people. Part of their strategy involved corrupting your physical health to weaken your spiritual power. They've been working with people in the medical establishment to misdiagnose you, overprescribe medications, and recommend procedures that would damage your energy system. Some of you have had doctors who seemed more interested in keeping you sick than helping you heal. Medical professionals who dismissed your symptoms or gave you treatments that made things worse. Health workers who seemed to have personal agendas rather than genuine concern for your well-being. This wasn't just medical incompetence. This was coordinated targeting designed to keep you in a weakened state where you couldn't access your full spiritual abilities, but your body's natural healing abilities have been working overtime to counteract their sabotage. Medications that should have caused serious side effects somehow didn't affect you as expected. Procedures that should have been dangerous somehow went smoothly. Your immune system has been supernaturally enhanced to protect you from their medical attacks. The healthcare professionals who participated in targeting you are about to face serious consequences, medical license reviews, malpractice lawsuits, criminal investigations. Their careers are going to be destroyed, and some of them are going to face prison time for their participation in organized attacks against innocent people. Everything that's been happening to you personally is connected to something much bigger. What you're finally learning about yourself is acknowledged by your guardian. You weren't picked to be part of the current hierarchy. To make a new one, you were selected. According to the present regulations, you were not chosen to play. It was your job to write better ones. For this change, your guardian has been adjusting. Someone is aware that defending a conqueror requires different tactics than defending someone who is still gaining power. Methodologies need to change. The methods need to change. The entire essence of guardianship has to change to reflect your new self. This transformation has been engineered by someone who isn't just prepared for it. Every danger eliminated included more than simply averting an assault. It was about boosting your self-esteem. Converting every adversary wasn't only about lessening resistance. It was about showing that you had the ability to change things. Clearing every barrier involved more than simply getting rid of impediments. It was meant to demonstrate that nothing could ever really stand in your way. To get you to this very moment of realization, your guardian has been running a psychological campaign. When you begin to consider yourself as someone who demands protection rather than someone who needs it, the game changes when you go from being a thankful guardian to becoming the legitimate commander of guardian troops. Your guardian is now an offensive strategist instead of a defensive coordinator. Someone becomes your conquest facilitator as well as your guardian, your weapon as well as your shield. Not just your protector, but also your cosmic justice weapon. Now, every system that stood in your way will be methodically dismantled. The entire power of cosmic correction will now be experienced by everyone who labored against your objective. The results of selected ones operating without restrictions will now be felt by every structure that attempted to control your power. On your behalf, your guardian has been preparing for this stage. When defense turns into offensive, projection becomes into projection, and guardianship turns into war. Someone is aware that a conqueror's real protection entails removing both present and possible future dangers. You are not given a guardian by the cosmos to protect you from the outside world. Until you were prepared to use your power appropriately, it designated a guardian to protect the planet from your unbridled might. Now that you know who you really are, that you've shown that you're capable, that you're worthy, the limitations are lifted. Someone has been anticipating the day when you would stop asking, "Can I?" and begin saying, "I will." That day when you would go from questioning if you were really selected to realizing that you are in complete control. When would you go from wishing for success to anticipating complete triumph? Now is the time. The acknowledgement is finished. The awakening is complete. The change is irrevocable. An ardent admirer of yours is in paradise. And whomever attempts to tamper with what the universe has designated for supreme control will be damned. It was only the preparation that provided protection. The guardianship served just as instruction. The acknowledgement was just the first step. This is when the actual tale begins. You are aware of who you are. You know what you're ordering. You can see what you were meant to do. Your guardian is prepared to make sure that fate comes to pass. It is no longer via protection, conquering, defense, dominance, guardianship, or fighting for you. The cosmos has spoken. The appointment is still in effect. The dominion starts. This is the moment your guardian has been anticipating. Someone is prepared. Are you? Even if you're still being constituted in other levels, someone might sense spiritual assignments against you. Prevents malicious intent from becoming a reality before it becomes apparent. Your guardian has been using your achievements on Earth to wage multifaceted psychological warfare against everything that stands in the way of the chosen ones. Every advancement you make turns into proof of your invincibility, reverberating across worlds where your adversaries congregate to plot future assaults. Your guardian has been gaining skills that go beyond what is often expected of humans. Someone has discovered how to eliminate resistance that only exists in potential by seeing hazards that haven't yet materialized in your reality. To have an impact on results that are still being decided by cosmic factors. It is possible to detect deceit before falsehoods are said, to recognize sabotage before harm is attempted, and to know when betrayal is imminent before the betrayer has made up their mind. Intuition is not this. This is human awareness acting as a conduit for cosmic knowledge. Perception has been trained by your guardian to function in a variety of chronological scenarios. The several possible futures that emerge from the existing situation are visible to someone. Determines which present-day choices will result in the best future consequences. Prevents issues from arising later by taking action today. Your guardian sends energy that increases the ability to make decisions that are in harmony with cosmic order to those in your circle who are faced with choices that might impact your goal. Someone projects frequencies that assist others in resisting the influence and choosing support when others around you are being swayed in the opposite direction. The network of your guardians has been developing into something more than personal defense. It has evolved into a cosmic immune system that is intended to defend all selected individuals at once. Every other guardian in the network instantly has access to the intelligence that one guardian finds about a new kind of assault. This collective intelligence system has been helping and contributing to your guardian. Every assault that you have thwarted has rendered the other safer. In your case, every opponent who has converted has offered conversion techniques for guardians defending others. Everywhere, this network effect has given the selected ones an increasing edge. As more guardians join the network, more defensive tactics are exchanged, and more conversion methods are improved. The opposition encounters more complex opposition, while those who are selected are supported more successfully. Your guardian has been keeping tabs on how desperate your opponents are, and someone is aware that foes in a state of desperation might act dangerously. Opposition forces take their most drastic actions when methodical assaults don't work, conversion tactics don't work, and spiritual warfare doesn't work. At this point, assaults stop being planned and start to become personal. When adversaries attack your mental health instead of your possibilities. When resistance seeks to erode your self-confidence instead of your circumstances. Someone understands that psychological warfare is the final option after unsuccessful resistance. Therefore, your guardian has been getting ready for this phase. Around your awareness, your guardian has been constructing psychological protection mechanisms. Attacks on your self-worth have been deflected by someone who has been bolstering your sense of identity, boosting your mission's confidence so that obstacles to it don't cast doubt on it. However, your guardian is also aware that this oppositional period is a hint of something important. When adversaries turn to psychological warfare, it indicates that all other choices for strategy have been exhausted. When resistance becomes personal, it indicates that there are no more systematic mechanisms of stopping you. Desperate resistance indicates impending triumph. Power dynamics are changing. The once overwhelming opposition is beginning to give way under the weight of its own antagonism to cosmic order. This change has been recorded by your guardian. At an unprecedented rate, former adversaries are changing sides. Former opponents are now inquiring about how they may support your objective. The force that was formerly working against you is now working in your favor. However, your guardian is aware that this is just the start. Someone realizes that your own triumph isn't the only aspect of this power transfer. The goal is to create a new system in which those who are selected act from positions of power rather than defense from situations of weakness. You're not just achieving your goals. You're paving the way for those who have been selected to follow. Your triumph establishes a model. Your accomplishment sets a standard. Your reign creates opportunities that were previously unattainable. Selected 1. Messages like this are accessible to anyone, but few will take use of their full potential. That's what we're here to assist you with. You've been waiting your whole life for this moment. The weekly Selected Ones group calls are now available on Zoom. These gatherings are actual power vortices where fates are shaped and selected individuals merge their minds to produce something that is impossible to exist apart. Everything changes at this point. You enter your brilliance at this point. A portal opens once a week, but only for those who dare to enter. Members of the Obsidian Inner Order at the Watcher level may participate in these life-changing experiences and feel the energy flow through their whole body. Participants at our most recent meeting were astounded by information regarding the enormous pyramids of Giza, highly advanced ancient power facilities, and the startling fact that the layout of Washington, D.C. precisely matched the Kabbalistic tree of life. Members of the Star Chamber have unrestricted access to the whole collection of recordings. It is a wealth of knowledge that increases in value every week. This is the moment that defines you. There is nowhere else to find the information, the connection, and the power that come via these conversations. Now join the Inner Order of Obsidian. The description contains a link. Your attendance is not only appreciated, but also required while there are still a few star chamber spots available. The call has been ringing in your spirit. Will you answer it? Now is the moment. Your guardian has been monitoring your life's energy patterns, and someone has determined when the momentum changed from steady advancement to exponential growth. It wasn't when you conquered a certain obstacle or reached a certain objective. It occurred when you began to assume triumph as your default condition and ceased to doubt your entitlement to success. Someone has been keeping an eye out for this trend, so your guardian is aware of it, is aware that the selected ones eventually reach a tipping point at which their own gravitational pull is produced by their collected power. When resources start to flow naturally when authority is shown, where possibilities naturally arise from demonstrated skill. However, your guardian is also aware that new protection techniques are needed during this momentum period. Someone was concentrating on defense activities while you were gaining strength. Now that you're in control, your attention is being directed on expansion support rather than just warding off dangers. You're actively paving the way for your growing influence. Protective energy has been redirected by your guardian to accommodate your changing demands. Someone is assisting you in incorporating resistance into your expanding area of influence rather than protecting you from it. Assisting you in turning adversaries into assets for your quest rather than eliminating them. The role of your guardian has changed from providing personal defense to fostering group change. Someone has realized that when you succeed, it gives others the confidence to assert their authority more confidently. Your successes show what happens when human willpower and cosmic selection come together. To make sure that your particular triumphs have a compounding impact, your guardian has been collaborating with guardians who are defending other chosen ones. Someone makes sure that when you are successful in your career, it opens opportunities for others who are picked in similar fields. Breaking down barriers in your sector opens doors for others who are experiencing comparable challenges. Your accomplishments have been more successful because of this cooperative approach. Your achievement as an individual leads to progress as a group. Everyone benefits systematically from your own breakthroughs. Working under a divine mandate, your guardian recognizes the long-term effects of your fully realized mission, not just your recent accomplishments. Someone realizes that achieving personal objectives is not the end of your purpose. It develops into something that impacts next generations of the selected. Your guardian has been assisting you in creating a powerful legacy that motivates rather than terrifies. Someone wants your domination to show that those who are selected may accomplish remarkable things and uplift others around them, assisting you in developing a successful model that others may modify to fit their own particular situation. Your existing position is not strengthened by each enemy your guardian converts. It produces evidence of the transformational potential of being close to those who are selected. Breaking down barriers doesn't just help you achieve your goals. It demonstrates how concentrated divine force may shatter seemingly insurmountable barriers. In ways you will never see, your guardian has been recording your trip, preserving documents that will act as guides for future chosen ones dealing with comparable difficulties. Someone recognizes that the challenges and triumphs you are now facing are solving issues that other chosen ones have not yet faced. You've been given protection that lasts. It isn't reliant on your thankfulness or how well you accomplish. It is a holy mathematics, cosmic contract, and everlasting covenant that functions beyond human comprehension. You're not protected by your guardian out of choice. Because of design, you're protected. Your protection was the first priority while encoding your spiritual DNA. Your soul was designed to identify dangers to your goal before they became completely apparent. This is the last reveal, however. Your guardian isn't just there to keep you safe. Your win has been assigned to someone. Even after you're safe, the task isn't over. When you're at the top of your game, it's complete. The cosmos doesn't squander resources while you're functioning at the level your selection requires. It doesn't provide mediocre goals, outstanding protection. The unique nature of your task is confirmed by the extraordinary steps taken to ensure your safety. As your strength has grown, your guardian has been seeing something amazing. Your energy signature has caused other possible guardians to become aware of you. People have been pulled to your cause for no apparent reason. Their spirits are wired for protection. This implies that when your influence increases, your protective network develops on its own. The more authority you exhibit, the more guardians will see you as deserving of commitment. The more power you have, the more others feel obligated to keep you successful. To make sure your growing influence is protected appropriately, your guardian has been working with these recently awakened guardians. Someone has been teaching people the precise techniques that are most effective in your particular circumstance, exchanging information on danger trends so that each guard may perform at their best. Your protection is becoming more extensive and redundant as a result of this growing network. Others will notice a danger if one guardian fails to. Other protectors will continue to provide coverage if one is momentarily unavailable. No longer is your protection reliant on the abilities of a single guardian. Selected one. Everything has changed as we go back to the beginning of this narrative. You began this voyage wondering whether you were really chosen, if you were worthy of protection, and if you had a purpose. You now realize that the reason the guardian who has been keeping a close eye on you is absent is because you are weak. You are powerful, which is why someone is there. You need assistance for the next conquest, not because you need to be saved. The individual who is prepared to hurl himself at anybody who is teasing them. A person is more than simply your guardian. In cosmic dominance, your guardian is your strategic ally, your ally in the triumph of all. In heavenly conquest, your fallback. You are definitely, unquestionably, and forever selected. The existence of your guardian is live evidence. Your remarkable calling is validated by someone's amazing dedication. Your extraordinary mission is validated by your exceptional devotion. Survival will not be the focus of the wars to come. There will be conflicts for dominance. You won't be put to the test by the next difficulties. Challenges will show you how fully in control you are. Your protector is prepared to secure what you are meant to claim, not merely to protect what you already have, to establish your rule, not only to defend your place. The cosmos is too involved in your success to let you fail. Everything was planned, every obstacle was foreseen, and every resource needed was placed by the cosmic powers that chose you. Not only is your success likely, it is certain. However, you now recognize the more profound reality. The world didn't assign you a guardian because it didn't think you could succeed. The universe anticipated that your achievement would be so comprehensive, so revolutionary, and so transformational that it would need to be protected against forces that fervently want to preserve the existing quo. Therefore, someone was appointed. You are not being shielded from failure. You're being shielded so that you might win so completely that it changes not just your situation, but the system in which you work.